Alrighty, what up, everybody? Before we get rolling in today's show, make sure you guys join us for our Game 5 watch party. The Knicks are up 3-1, and they have a chance to close out this series in Cleveland. We'll be live on the channel an hour before tip-off, so subscribe and turn your notifications on so we can see you then. Welcome into New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. In today's show, we're going to talk about why and how the New York Knicks have been able to be so successful in the half-court offense against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who a lot of people thought were the best defense in the NBA in the regular season. We'll talk about RJ Barrett because he's been electric in these past two games. Then we got to talk about Jalen Brunson versus Donovan Mitchell, because a lot of you people watching this show right now told me I was smoking crack for saying Jalen Brunson was better than Donovan Mitchell. Well, we're going to revisit that here in a little bit. And then we'll close out the show talking about Game 5 and what the Knicks have to do to win that ball game. But I want to start with a picture from Game 1. And this set that the Knicks ran a couple of times in Game 1 really got the Knicks rolling, and it really got RJ Barrett rolling. So when you look at this first photo, you see Jalen Brunson just cross his half court, and he's got Mitchell Robinson ready to set a screen for him atop of the three-point line on the right-hand side, and he's got Julius Randle on the left-hand side. They're really showing a double pick and roll right here. Brunson could go right, Brunson could go left, and then you see RJ Barrett in the right corner and Josh Hart in the left corner. Why is this such an effective set? Because you see Evan Mobley right there is in the hip pocket of Julius Randle, and you see Jarrett Allen right there is in the hip pocket of Mitchell Robinson, which means their best two interior defenders are now defending well beyond the three-point arc, and it leaves a lane to the basket and no shot blocking presence down there. So in this play, we'll go to photo 2 here, Jalen Brunson uses the screen, drives to the right, throws a pass to RJ Barrett on the right wing. Caris LeVert, in this instance, jumped that pass. He missed the steal, and RJ Barrett got downhill and made a layup. But they ran this play a couple of times, and Jalen Brunson would then beat the icing of the screen by Allen, and then it would cause Caris LeVert to come out of that corner, which would leave RJ Barrett wide open. They'd throw him the ball, and he would have an opportunity to get downhill with a straight lane to the cup with not much defense. And what I love is the Knicks are doing this, and they're doing other things and finding ways to get RJ Barrett going downhill. It is obvious and it is so apparent. RJ is at his best when he is attacking the basket, when he's putting pressure on the rim. And in this series, and especially in Game 3 and Game 4, he's been able to finish around the basket at a very, very high clip. And what he did in Game 3 and Game 4 at Madison Square Garden is really the reason why the New York Knicks are up 3-1. Because when you go back and look really at the differences in what Barrett did in the first two games in Cleveland and the last two games at MSG, it is a huge difference. He averaged just 10.5 points per game in Game 1 and Game 2, shot less than 24% from the field, and only 12.5% from downtown. He really hasn't been able to hit his shots from downtown at all this series. He had a big one in Game 3 early on, but it's the efficiency that jumps off the screen. In Games 3 and Game 4, RJ Barrett is shooting 56.7% from the field while giving you 22.5 points per night. He set the tone in Game 3. He set the tone in Game 4. And that was after a lot of people put him in the dirt and thought he was done in this series. And even Stephen A. said he shouldn't even be playing. I questioned if he even should be playing. And he proved me wrong. And I'm so proud that he proved me wrong, because the Knicks, for where they want to go, they have to have RJ Barrett play well, especially if Julius Randle is going to play like this. RJ has been great. He's been good on defense. I thought in MSG, it was some of the best games he's played in his young NBA career. He looked quick. He looked spry. He looked springy. They've ran him off multiple screens, coming from the right side of the court to the left side of the court. They are doing so many things to get him going downhill. And when he does, we know he's one of the best players in the NBA at getting downhill. And in this series specifically, he's finishing around the rim. And when he does that, the Knicks are tough to beat. It's never about the points per game for RJ Barrett. It's about efficiency. When he shoots better than 45% from the field, the Knicks, they have a really good record this series, and that has continued to happen in the playoff series. I want everyone, though, to show RJ Barrett some love, because I've been really tough on the kid, no doubt about it, but I am so proud of the way he has played, and I think he's really been the X factor of this series. So let's light up the comments section. Type his jersey, number 9 in the comments section. Shout out to Star J Barrett, Broadway Barrett. He's back. Let's see him do it in game 5. And if he does, we're going to round 2, baby. We're going to round 2. We'll talk about Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson coming up here in a quick second. But I got to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, and that is Underdog Fantasy. Go to chatsports.com/underdogknicks and use the promo code ChatNYK, and they will match your initial deposit bonus of up to $100. And we are excited to announce our new advertising partner, Underdog Fantasy, the premier destination for NBA fans looking to play fantasy sports for real money with a wide range of games, including daily drafts, season-long best ball, and player pick'em. Underdog Fantasy has something for everyone. Don't miss your chance to win big and experience their user-friendly platform and world-class customer service and easy withdrawals. Get started today by going to chatsports.com/underdogknicks, and remember to use the promo code ChatNYK. So the lineup that I'm rolling with in today's games, the playoff games on Tuesday night, here's my lineup. I went with the 5-piece lineup. I'm expecting Trae Young to have a really good game. Underdog Fantasy set his stats at 42 points, rebounds, and assists. I'm going higher on that. Marcus Smart, they think he is going to have 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I selected higher on that as well. The point per game, or the point total for Jamal Murray is at 22.5. I think he has a big game as well. I'm expecting higher than that. I'm also expecting higher, 16.5 rebounds plus assists for Russell Westbrook, but I am expecting lower than 28.5 points for Chris Paul, 28.5 points, rebounds, and assists. If I hit on all 5 of these entries, they will 20x my money that I set in. You can ride with me. You can fade with me. Just do it over on Underdog. Go to chatsports.com/underdogknicks and use the promo code ChatNYK. Before we get to Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson, if I had a hat right now, I would tip it because Tom Thibodeau has absolutely been the best coach in this series, and it's really not even close. He has worked J.B. Bickerstaff, and he's done it on the offensive end. He's done it on the defensive end. He's done it on in-game adjustments and as well as game-to-game adjustments. And I thought this from the Ringer, this screenshot right here, really showed you that what the Knicks did in the regular season was great in how they got players open on offense, but they have changed in the postseason. That's a credit to Tom Thibodeau. So these are the Knicks screening for Jalen Brunson. So each individual Knick that screened for Jalen Brunson in the regular season. Mitchell Robinson did it 15 times per game in the regular season. Julius Randle did it 8.5 times. Isaiah Hartenstein 7 times. Josh Hart 2 times. Emmanuel Quickly, an average of 1 time, as well as R.J. Barrett. But look at what has changed in the playoffs. R.J. Barrett has gone from 1 screen a game for Jalen Brunson to 5.5 screens for Jalen Brunson. Emmanuel Quickly has gone from 1 screen to 4 screens. Josh Hart has gone from 2 screens to 8 screens. And Randall and Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson's screens have all been pretty much cut in half. And what does that tell you? The Knicks are hunting Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland on the perimeter because they know if Jalen Brunson gets a one-on-one matchup with Donovan Mitchell or Darius Garland, it is absolutely time to eat. And that is what Jalen Brunson has done this series and specifically in Game 4. Jalen Brunson has been the best player in this series. Only played in 9 minutes in the first half of Game 1, but he was the best player in that second half when the Knicks won that game. Game 2, it was Darius Garland. Game 3, Jalen Brunson was good, I thought, for the last 3 quarters. Not that great in the first quarter, but he finally really put it together in Game 4, where he dominated and pretty much had a 30-piece game with 6 points and 6 rebounds. But I want to compare Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson and what they have done in the start of this series. Jalen Brunson is averaging more points per game, and he's also being more efficient. 24 points per night for Brunson, 22.5 points for Donovan Mitchell. But the stats don't tell the full story because Donovan Mitchell had a 38-point game or something like that in Game 1 and scored less than 15 points in Game 4. Jalen Brunson also shooting a higher percentage from the field. Neither guy really shooting that good from 3, even though in Game 4, Jalen Brunson got hot and went 50% from downtown. But it's not just this series that Jalen Brunson is outplaying Donovan Mitchell. He did it last year as well. He averaged more points per game. He was more efficient from the field and averaged more rebounds, slightly less assists, and shot better from three-point range. And in these 10 matchups that Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell have played in the last two postseasons, Jalen Brunson's team has a 7-3 record against Donovan Mitchell's team. So all you guys, pretty much everyone told me, no way, Marshy, that Jalen Brunson's better than Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell's so good. Well, I'm going to give you a chance to maybe change your votes right here. Who is the better basketball player? Not who's more flashy, not who makes more step-back threes. Who is the better ball player? Is it Brunson? Is it Mitchell? Type JB if you're rolling with the kid from Villanova, or Donovan Mitchell, or DM for Donovan Mitchell. Let me know what you think. I want to wrap the show up with this. We talked about this in a video earlier this week, but I want to go through this again because I know not everybody gets to watch every video. Game 5, keys to victory. Honestly, I don't like the Knicks' chances in Game 5 because I think the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to come out backs against the wall and their season is on the line. I think it'll be reminiscent of Game 2. But we'll see if the Knicks can answer the bell. You got to finish the job. You want to win this series? One more win. You could do it in Game 5. You could also do it in Game 6. I don't want to get to a Game 7. Would love for a Game 5 to happen. Know what is at stake. Know the opportunity that you have. And finish the job and take advantage of what you got right in front of you. I think Game 2, or a key for the second key I have for Game 5 is very similar to Game 2. You need to just match the Cavs' energy. In Game 2, you didn't do that. The Cavs came out, they hit you in the mouth, they beat you up, they bullied you, and you didn't answer. Match the Cavs' energy. Don't let them look and play like they want it more, because they shouldn't, and they probably don't. The Knicks, they're down. Kick them while they're down and win this series. Finish them out in Game 5. I'm going back to this one right here. R.J. Barrett versus Caris LeVert. Game 1, it was a wash. The Knicks won. Game 2, Caris LeVert was better. The Cavs won Game 2. And in Game 3 and Game 4, R.J. Barrett was the better player in this matchup, and the Knicks won those games. R.J. Barrett outplays LeVert. Knicks can win Game 5. I'm also going back to Josh Hart because when the Knicks have won ball games, you've seen a Josh Hart masterclass. He did it in Game 3, he did it in Game 4, he did it in Game 1. Game 2, he literally had the worst plus-minus of everybody that played in that ball game. He was doubtful for the game for an ankle injury, and I'm going to blame it on that. Obviously, he has to play better than he did in Game 2, but I just think the impact he's going to have in Game 5 is going to be a huge key to victory for the Knicks. He has to play good. The Knicks need Hart to continue to play good, especially if Grimes is going to miss another game as he's still nursing that shoulder injury. The biggest key, though, when I saved it for number 5 is not slow down Donovan Mitchell, because Donovan Mitchell hasn't even been the best player on the Cleveland Cavaliers in this series. It's been Darius Garland. In Game 2, Darius Garland, they lit up the New York Knicks. And then there was a spot in Game 4 where there was a stretch midway through the third quarter where he scored or assisted on 8 straight buckets. Slow down Darius Garland. Hopefully he didn't find something in Game 4 and he's going to carry it into Game 5. I do want to give a huge shout out, though, to Immanuel Quickley, because we have been hard on Immanuel Quickley about the lack of offense that he has had and not being able to produce and hit shots. But he has literally been the Knicks' best perimeter defender at the guard spot in this series. Quickley has posted the highest plus-minus of any player in this series. New York has outscored the Cleveland Cavaliers by 41 points in the 89 minutes Immanuel Quickley has been on the court, and the Knicks have been outscored by 25 points in the 103 minutes he's been on the bench. So what does that tell you? It tells you Immanuel Quickley, despite not playing offense well, is doing everything he can to help this team win ball games, and that is coming down to the defensive end. Don't be surprised if you see an early matchup of Immanuel Quickley guarding Darius Garland to slow down that pick and roll. All these things matter, but who's going to win the game? I'll ask you this, and we'll end the show on this question. Who wins Game 5? Sound off for me. Type NYK for the Knicks or CLE for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm rooting for the Knicks. I think they can win. I just feel like this one might go to the Cavs. They're going to play like their head is cut off. They're going to be trying everything they can. They're going to bring out every tool they have in the tool bag. I think the Cavs might get this one. But I still got the Knicks winning the series. I'm still rolling with the Knicks in 6, the original pick I had before the series. But I'm not going to be surprised if the Knicks go into Cleveland and end their season. You decide. Knicks or Cats. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to today's video. I am hyped for Game 5. I can't wait to see all of you guys in our watch party. Remember to subscribe and turn your notifications on. We'll be live an hour before tip-off. We'll see you then. Let's go Knicks.